Hey guys, welcome back. I am sorry that I was not on yesterday to do an update. Believe it or not, I don't just have my YouTube and my OnlyFans. I actually have other jobs. And yesterday I was called in for the morning along with the afternoon. And then by the time I got home, such as now, it was too dark out to go live or do anything. I was just too exhausted. And I just decided to get through chores and call it good, and that I'd make it up to you guys today. So, what happened over the weekend that makes it too dark? The time change. The time change absolutely sucks. I don't know why this is still a thing, but the time change completely ruins all times with horse people. I know I'm not alone with this, that this just means I'm mucking stalls in the dark on either point of the day, and it definitely makes it so when I come home, it is pitch black. How am I standing in a stall that you guys can see so well, though, is because over the weekend, I ended up putting in these lights. So during this light change, winter solstice, so on and so forth, mares will go through what's called a winter diastress, where they actually stop cycling, they stop releasing a follicle, and they no longer come into heat, they're not receptive to the stallion, and they stop trying to make a baby. For those who don't know, I am trying to make it so they want to make a baby in January. When you're competing in August, you want to compete the largest, healthiest foal that you can. If it happens to be 8 months old instead of, let's say, 4 or 2 months old, you have a greater advantage at that point. An 8-month-old, you can handle it a lot more. It'll be off of its mother because you tend to wean around 4 to 6 months. So you can have a much healthier, happier, independent foal. I'll be able to be driving the mares by themselves instead of having the foal on the side. There's a lot of benefits to it. Yes, there is the downside that you're having little babies born in the middle of freezing cold temps, but thankfully we keep them in barns. They stay nice and warm, and they are a cold breed, so they absolutely love it anyways. So I am going to be trying to move the mare's cycle with artificial lights. By bringing them in under these lights every single night, these lights switch on at about 1 in the morning, and then they're under light all day until it sets around 4 o'clock. That expands the amount of time that they actually think that it's daylight. And that daylight time will make it so their eyesight, actually, they'll shed out pituitary gland. Please don't quote me on that. I'm not very good at saying my words, pronouncing my words. Pituitary gland actually triggers that it's summer. They might lose their coats. They might not. I'll put blankets on them if they do. And then it will restart their entire system, so that way they start coming into heat. Heat's when they're more receptive to the stallion. They're going to release eggs, and hopefully in January I will be able to be breeding for January foals, February foals. That being said, my new ultrasound was just ordered today. That will make it so I have much clearer images. I'm very thrilled I had one to play around with. But I consider it sort of similar to our first cell phones. I might have been able to send and receive text, but T9 words was really difficult. The owner's manual came in Mandarin, and I was having to figure out a lot of things via TikTok and YouTube videos, which it did work well. I'm hoping that my new one will end up having a very clear screen, more information coming in, and be a little bit easier to work with. That being said, I hope you guys are ready, mature enough that I will be ultrasounding a bunch of mares. You do go rectally into them to find out where they are in their cycles, how their ovaries are, their uterus, etc., etc. Getting them used to the idea that this is what goes down, so that way I'm going to be able to breed them myself. I'm going to be looking for a lot of different infrastructure and equipment, including a breeding phantom for my boy, Striker, not Milo, I was thinking. Striker, I would like to be able to collect him on my own and analyze his semen without having a mare around. It's much more safe if I don't have 2 horses involved. And there's going to be a lot of infrastructure in that situation. That being said, I do have my Amazon wish list that is jam-packed with stuff I'm going to need in order to figure out this breeding on my own. And I'm very thankful for Ryan, I'll save your last name, for purchasing my new cart that I cannot wait. It's got big wheels, so that way I can easily push my ultrasound around my lube, my wraps, my cleaning supplies, etc., etc. I'm very, very thankful for that and anybody who supports me in making this crazy dream come true. However, I am going to go set it up on a live, even though it is so dark out. Hopefully you guys can still enjoy seeing me. It is dipping below 40 degrees out right now, so I know it's not the same look you guys are used to. That's part of living in Vermont, is you're gonna have to see more of my tough side of hanging out in all my cute winter fashion instead of my summer. I understand that's gonna be a little less boring or a little more boring for you. It is what it is. Hopefully you stick around and meet and enjoy all the horse side. So thanks for everybody who does do that, likes, shares, comments, buys my Amazon wish list stuff, follows me on my OnlyFans. You guys mean the world to me. You keep me going, and I will catch you guys on tomorrow morning, hopefully, with an update going live. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon.